Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. Every time I pull this journal out to show a few examples or whatnot, I always get so many comments and requests to do a full flip through. So here we go. You will get lots of ideas and lots of inspiration. So let's begin. Alright, so first of all, this journal has 5 signatures. And here is the binding here. It's a little bit different to what I usually do. And this journal is made from a cereal box. So I'm not going to point out every detail because it will be awfully boring and there's a lot to go through. So I'm just going to do, general flip through. This is an acetate page and I like to use this oftentimes as like a little dashboard. And then in here is a note from the bookmaker, which I've spoken about many, many times. This is a flip up pocket here that you can, write on, and obviously it's a pocket. And I have a tutorial on this. I will link it down below. I've done lots of edge work, so I really like this look of things, being seen. So here is a ribbon ruffle, and I've done stenciling here, stamping over here, a little doily pocket. So every page has something. So every time you turn a page, there is something. So in here is a pocket, and then I've just popped some bits and pieces in there. Here is a flower, paper flower. I have a tutorial on this. So I made this journal many years ago, probably about maybe 5-6 years ago, before my YouTube days actually. And I made 5 of them, and this is the only one left. I've sold the other ones, and I'm keeping this one. And I always pull it out to show specific examples or how things are going to look in a journal. Here's just a little thing. And then there's this little thing over here. But yes, it's very difficult. It would be very difficult to part with this journal because I put so much work into it and I really like it. This is a quote from a quote book, a stamp, some lace over here, a little pocket over here, all different types of book pages, music book. Here is another one of those flip up pockets. This is a little flower that I drew and cut out. An altered paper clip. So something can be clipped in there. Oh, this is on my desk. Look how good this goes. So I really love the fact that every time the page is turned, here's a little charm, there's something different. Here's a pocket with some more writing in there, and middle of the second signature, some more stuff in there, a tag in here with this side kind of belly band, and this is a quote from a book that I ripped out and inked around. And all these little tabs you can see on the sides sticking out. I also often get asked the question if I actually journal or if I just make journals. I definitely journal, but the journals that I journal in, for some reason, I actually prefer to purchase from other people. This is a little laminated tag that I made with some plants, and I have a video on that as well, which I will link down below. So the reason why I like to purchase journals from other people to journal in is because I like the element of surprise every time I turn the page. So if it's a journal, by the way, this is a stencil that I made. I have a video on that as well. I will link it down below. Parchment paper. I love the sound. I know some people don't. I do. This is an envelope that opens up. So yes, when I make a journal, I know exactly what's where and what I've used, and the papers are all familiar to me. That's a little tuck spot here and here, and a pocket from a book page. So it's not as much fun as when I use other people's journals. So I like to purchase journals. This one opens up from Flow Book. It was from a Paper Lovers book, but they don't actually make them anymore, or they don't make the Flow magazine in English anymore. So that's a bit sad. So yes, I definitely do journal in my journals. I make journals, I sell journals, and I buy journals. So I know that might sound silly, but I also, I love it. It's a passion of mine. Here's a little ribbon over here. Here's another stencil that I made. It's in that video that I've linked down below. So it's just, you know, something different on every page to keep the interest. Here's some, I don't know what I did here, just some stamping and stuff. It looks quite cool. In regards to this pocket here, I have had people ask me how I did it. So I actually use a really large sheet of paper that I folded up this way to make this pocket, and then I folded it in this way here and then this way here to make those side pockets. So it's really not that complicated. And then I went in with some ribbon through the holes here, so I just weaved some ribbon through just to make it more fun. Here is a tag kind of thing that opens up. It was a leftover piece from a 12 by 12 page, and I just made it into this tag like this. Lots of tea-dyed pages and stenciling and stamping and edges, you know, corner punch outs. Little tag here, flip up pocket there. Here is an envelope, storage kind of space. I didn't put anything in there, but some tags would look nice in there. And these are some rub-ons that I used. Some ribbon ruffle, some stickers, you know, just fun things throughout. Here is the other side of that pocket, and some more writing space, some stamping. And like I said, I made this journal many years ago, so my style has somewhat changed, and some of the things, here's a stamp, this is rub-on. So I guess over the years you find that your style changes, and you like certain things that you may not have liked before, or vice versa. So for example, this red ribbon, nowadays I probably wouldn't want to put red ribbon in a journal because I'm not sure, I just wouldn't, but it actually goes quite nice in this journal. And I like the fact that it's rich in color. It's not just monotone color. Here's a little card that I made. Pocket here. Some stamping. Lots of interest. This is actually wrapping paper, but it's very good quality wrapping paper. And I use it in my journals, of course. Some stenciling over here. Another one of those pockets. Flip ups. This is also some wrapping paper. Really good quality, and every time I turn the page it's a different type of paper, which I love. You know, there's no two pages that are sitting next to each other that are exactly the same. There's so many different types and styles of journals, and you know what, I love them all. There's not a journal that I don't like. And I'm not talking about my journals, I mean in general. Colors and things that go in, chunky, not chunky, I don't care. I love them all. I made it from a cereal box. I covered it up with muslin, and then I covered it up with paper. And this is my closure. I used these things. They're called ribbon end crimps. And then I just crimped them here onto the cover. And I tie some ribbon. And that's my closure. This flower here was actually purchased the way it is. I didn't make it. It was a brooch, which I then dismantled and glued onto here. And this comes off. But when it comes off, the journal looks ugly. So, you know, it can come off, but the point is for it to stay on. This here, okay, so that is actually samples of some leather that I got out of a sample book. So, you know, I just put a little bit of kind of this mesh type material underneath and that on top, and then this kind of comes on there and makes it look finished. And then on the inside that can act as a belly band. And then also I forgot to mention throughout these little stickers, like this one says stop and enjoy, and they're just throughout that I've placed them. I actually have a PDF, free PDF. I'll link it down below. I'll link that video down below, so if you want to go and print it off, I actually print it off on sticker paper like this, you see, sticker paper, so you can get these sheets and then print on them, and then you have instant stickers. So that's what I did, and then I just cut them out and glue them in my journal. It looks so lovely and rich, and it's not too chunky, so I don't even have to, if I was to write in this journal, I wouldn't need to use anything underneath because there's enough pages in between these bulky pieces that I don't have an issue writing. Everything is quite flat, not too much chunk in there. So it's quite rich, but it's not overloaded with pieces on the page, because my idea of making a journal is for the journal to be written in. I also love those chunky journals that when you open up the page it's full of stuff. I love them too, but it's just not the type of journals that I like to make. Okay, and so that is the flip through. Here is another journal that I made before my YouTube days, and I have promised I'm going to do a tutorial on this one. I used cheesecloth on the cover, and it created this beautiful effect. It really looks amazing and it feels amazing. And then the front here I did some texture paste and then made this journal book plate. So I will be making a tutorial on this soon. It's just getting to it. Here's a pocket. Here's another one of those stop and enjoy stickers. And I wasn't planning to do a flip through on this journal, but why not? Create your own sunshine. That's another one of those stickers. And this is a larger journal. So this one is 10 inches by 10 by 7.5, so definitely on the larger side, and I have pages all different sizes inside. Some pocket over here with some more journaling spots and book page, embellishment here with a button. This is quite a chunky button, so probably nowadays you wouldn't use it. Here's a little pocket, some pages, another little pocket in here. This one opens up for some more writing. And this journal is also quite difficult to part with. Here is another one of those. You can see I made these two journals around the same time because I was using pretty much same things. Another one of those embellishments with the button and some ribbon over here, stenciling, sticker there, and you can see I love the look of this. You can see the pages are laid in such a way that you can see all the pages. Here's a little fabric snippet over here, and this one opens up and slowly coming to the end of the first signature. Now we're going into the second signature, coloring page, stenciling, and see here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, 6, and I really love that. Here's a little charm there, stamping, doily on a book page, some different types of pages again. Every time I turn the page there's something new. This one here opens up for some writing, and I made that into kind of like a belly band, so more writing space. I'm more about writing than the pretty things. The pretty things inspire the creative process or the creative writing process. Inspiration is all around you. It's another one of those stickers. Here's a little tuck spot. So these, the embellishments are there to inspire the creative process, thinking, doodling, writing, whatever it is that you do with your journal. But I don't want it to sort of overtake or overpower the journal, because for me that's not what it's about. It's not about making pretty, well, that's just me personally, because I when I make journals and when I sell journals, I imagine that people who buy them will journal in them. It's another one of these pockets here, and that's the end of the journal. So I wasn't planning to show this one, but I will. I've shown it now, didn't I? And I am going to get around to doing the tutorial on this. And this is another little interesting touch, I guess, on the spine and on this journal. These gold additions, and they're not too bulky, because you don't want anything bulky on the spine, because when you're writing, you don't want your journal to be wonky and moving around. So there we go. These are the two journals that I made many years ago, and I still have them, and I don't think I'll be able to part with either one of them. And it's good to sort of look back and see how much I've changed and how much my style has changed, and also to remind myself of the things that I have stopped doing in my journals and that I perhaps should go back to. So anyway, I hope that you guys feel inspired after this. I hope you enjoyed watching this flip through, and I hope it's given you lots of ideas. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!